I like the mixing of the lids here. That
Oh, do I have more than one lid?
Isn't that funny? No, it's just the lid doesn't match the container,
yeah,
but it fits.
Yeah, it does.
It's cool. This is the east side and this is the west side.
Right.
Okay.
Now we could get confused top and bottom, right? So now I've got either top or T.
Yeah, I'm writing top on everything that's top. I'm
two
kind of a little over labeling. We might want to bring a little bit of sandpaper
just
so we can
make
go
them real small.
Oh, I have an eraser actually on the floor inside too.
That'll sometimes work, but just make sure that the do you see the eraser down here?
Yeah, it was over. It's okay. I also have more, but I did see it over there.
And try to avoid doing them on end grain at all possible. It's hard to get out of that. Yeah, it's hard to sand out of that. End grain is just clean for everything.
It makes you think of that.
I don't know if I'm gonna be
plywood's in there.
Is he? Because I can't get it to come up here.
He said, "I'm on my side." Hello, Robert G.
Welcome, y'all. Might have to turn off Wi-Fi here. It's getting confused trying to connect. Y'all, we have no internet. We're using data to do this today.
Yeah, so you're not going to see me in the chat because I can't even open the app.
Wow, there's no cute picture.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Tom, Robert G. Good morning, Carrie.
Wes is in
Good morning,
there too.
Wes.
Good morning, Wes. Good morning, Carrie.
Wes, Carrie, Tom, Robert, welcome. Putting this bed here together.
Or apart.
Or taking it apart, rather. Doing some finishing on it. And then it's got to get packed to go. So Heather's going to be handing me pieces, which should be pleasant. Should be good to look at. And we also got our bandsaw, or I'm not, I don't want to call it a bandsaw, our belt sander here hooked up in case we need to do some belt sanding. I'm kind of examining each piece. Did that come out smooth?
Yeah, I had to barely tap it.
Okay.
Leave the mallet there.
All right, then I'm going to take each piece and kind of treat it. All my friends in there today. Appreciate all the best people, right?
Yeah, everyone gets to hang out and wake up together.
Yeah. Oops, I dropped my lid, but that's okay. We don't really need that at the moment. So I was talking about yesterday, I was working on that box for Wes. When I use tung oil, it's a very thick, so you want to thin it out. I would actually recommend using like more of a 2-to-1 with the whatever you're using to thin it, because it really needs to be thinned a lot. I don't have enough of that on hand right now, so mine is kind of a thicker viscosity here. But I'm going over all these beams with basically there's a little pentacryl in there, wood stabilizer, denatured alcohol, there's some mineral spirits, and then tung oil. May even be some linseed oil in there. Will just be a little bit though.
Good morning, Old Path, and good morning,
Old Path. Welcome.
Rami.
Rami back in today. Missed him the last couple of days.
Yeah, I'm mic'd up today. I'm officially on it.
Yeah, Miss Heather's mic'd up. There is a potentiality that any treating, and finishing any of this wood changes the fit, and every fit, we got like a jigsaw puzzle here, right? Everything has to fit together, right? So I am a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Apprehensive.
This is not, Calvin's strength is the bed. Calvin's strength might not be pulling the puzzle apart and making sure we know where the pieces go. That's why we're all doing it. So the other one went together fine, and we had 0 issues with it. Yeah. This one's going to be, I think, more fun to install.
Old Path, big shout out. Rami, Carrie, Wes, Tom, Plywood, and we had, who did I forget? I try not to forget anybody. It's good for my memory. It does seem a little thick there, though. Not going to lie. Let me give it a wipe down.
Yeah, so if anything happened on YouTube that we missed last night, it's because we
Yeah,
have no
somebody
internet.
tell me
So
anything
if
happened
there's
last night?
some very juicy gossip,
Dude,
fill us
it was
in.
killing me. I want to log on people's lives and see what they're doing. We weren't able to do any of that last night.
If we didn't have our TV antenna, we would have had a very silent night.
It was very analog in the Barcelo Seetin residence last night. All right, Heather, this piece is done.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if we should lay them out because I think they got to be bungeed together.
Well, yeah, but we can lay them out for now. They can also dry in the sun a little bit.
That edge there, I'm just concerned. I don't want to leave too many rough, like jagged sides like that. Yeah, we actually, Wes said, oh man, y'all having an outage. Not a power outage, but an internet outage.
Yeah, they just keep texting me since 3 p.m. yesterday too.
Yeah, bad
they're
internet.
still working on it. And there's just no service. It's middle of nowhere. So even Calvin's AT&T phone out here can get service. In the house can't. And the Verizon phones don't get service at all. Do you want to check out this rail, but next, and just line them up, just the pegs? I can do that right now. I'll make sure, because I want to label the pegs.
Oh yeah, go ahead. It is terrible, Wes. Imagine how bad I am about wanting to know facts and stuff last night.
The amount of times we tried to Google
TV,
something.
man, we must have tried to Google something 15 times, dude. The amount of reliant we are on internet, and we all need to know things now.
Just sleeping in complete silence too. It's crazy. Such a funny reminder of where we're at.
I probably had somewhat of a look on my face when I went to bed last night on my back with my phone laying on my chest, kind of in defeat.
Yeah, you're a TV sleeper too. You sleep with the TV on.
The last thing I think I did was pick my phone up and try to log into YouTube Studio and just watch the little dial go around.
I did find out that one of the games I downloaded months and months ago works with no internet after trying every single app on my phone.
What did Rami do here? Rami made something apparently here. Oh, he made a first turning project, a canary wood handle for a coffee scoop.
Well, that sounds gorgeous.
Yeah, it does sound nice. Make sure if y'all haven't done so, you double tap that screen and whoop, like that. Oh, y'all hear my belly just grumble? Always happens around this time, and I'm not really hungry.
Just hungry.
I think it's nerves. I don't know. I'm not nervous, but this is how it works.
Ooh. I'm sorry, Toby. All right, I'm at my first puzzle piece that I don't think I can figure out.
I'm just going to play with the angle here just a slight bit. Actually, probably should have saved some of that mineral spirits to wipe these down before I even try to stain them, because it takes all of that dust off. You end up staining the dust if you're not careful.
Oh no.
What you got?
Oh, you're gonna kill me. Look at this.
You break something? You know, that's a really easy thing to fix. I don't know why that happened.
It's because I can't get this puzzle piece to fit.
If that happened to you, it would have happened to Mom. So
yeah, and I tried it every which way.
I think you maybe have the
What's up, Storm?
this has to be broken off and glued back up, or it has to be open. Here, can you open it while I put this in here?
Squeeze bottle is extremely effective.
All right, now there's an elastic strap down here.
Yeah.
One of your workout bands. Just tie that around that because there's no clamp that's going to clamp on curved, right?
Curve.
Like a drill sergeant. It is funny how that works, doesn't it? It's it does have that look. It does have the Irish cop look to it. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it. I'm somewhere in the middle. Yeah, you get some facial hair, you change it, you play around with it. My older cousin, who has a pretty thick beard, told me when I was just starting to get my beard, he said, "Yeah, you'll probably just play with it a lot, man. You'll end up with like a handlebar, and yeah, once you get it."
There was what was last year is the first time you had a mustache in a minute, and the car broke down. So he's like has to leave the car on the side of the highway and has to walk and gets pulled over by a cop because he's waiting for the tow truck. Everything else is fine, but the cop then gives him a ride to where he's going.
Yeah,
and then in the as multiple times if Calvin was in the military, he's like, "No, man, I'm good." And then like asked him again. Could you imagine being like answering that question
I don't think he believed
wrong?
me at the end of the day, even when I told him no.
Like, I mean, it worked out because that's the one time where I was like, "Thank God he has a mustache."
Look at this guy, he's so honorable. He won't even acknowledge his own service.
For him to ask
not it.
multiple times is so funny.
That's not it at all.
Are you sure? Like, yeah,
sure. I mean,
dude.
Usually when people like join the military, they know it. Like it's pretty obvious.
Mustache came in handy.
Especially when you don't got much of style on the top.
Yeah, I mean,
facial hair. You know. I will say it must be tough to be bald with no facial hair, you know.
Oh, without being able to grow it?
Yeah.
Well, you just have less options. I feel the same way for women that have really thin hair. I didn't realize how many options you don't have to do.
Worse. You're worse off as a balding woman than a guy with balding with no facial hair.
Oh yeah.
Tough, man.
I noticed you use a ball socket style device. Do you like it? Hey, it's Sunstep. Welcome,
Sometimes.
Sunstep.
Hey, welcome, Sunstep, new member. Sunstep got good videos too. Check those out.
Whoever's in the chat, go check out Sunstep.
Yeah.
If you guys missed
he has
last
one
time
where he pegs this rail in. It's got like almost 30,000 views. He's doing good over there, man. So new member Sunstep. Also, all my members, it's not. Oh, hey, Mike's in the house too.
Morning,
all
Mike.
my members, just like much appreciated. I love all y'all, and so don't think that new is better than old or old is better than new.
Yeah, members can always promote themselves.
Yeah. And also promote your channel too. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a minute today, I think, guys. So just settle in. Sunstep Build said back to work. Thanks so much. No problem, buddy. Thanks for popping in if you're rolling out. Yeah. Man, this is a nice piece of wood here. It's unfortunate there's some little blowout pieces that, because otherwise you see the grain on this is really nice. Really nice. This my other bed had a lot of wood like this. Real tight grain. They wouldn't let me pick at the lumber yard.
Excuse me. Oh, did you answer about how you like your vise?
Well, right now I don't like it much at all. It's a pain in my ass. One of these poles got out of place on here that keeps it in line, right? Like popped out of the housing. So every time I move the vise, I have to put the pole back in to readjust it. And I don't know if there's a way to fix that. Maybe epoxy. It's a metal thing, metal on metal problem. I got to hold my finger here to keep it in the. So y'all seen me hammering in too a couple times. Welcome all my members and all my friends in the chat. Dad's Workshop. I am Calvin. Heather is on the other end of the mic. She's also on the microphone right now.
Hello, welcome. Please make sure you hit that like button. We appreciate it.
I'm gonna have to run this sander. I can't hand sand that mess.
Go for it.
Okay, off button is on. You know, how many people have been in a situation where they plugged in a sander that was on? Is it just me?
It's a very Calvin situation.
You know, and they don't like you, man. They want to run away. I don't know. You don't know that. They like to run away.
Oh, sorry, I'm mic'd. You guys are gonna be my dogs.
I do not want sand going into my, or dust going into my finish here. So the wood looks really good on this one, but it's kind of deceiving. There's these breakaway areas in the grain. Hey, welcome everybody. Carrie says she has plugged in a sander that was turned on, so I'm not the only one.
Good.
Relatability.
Relatability.
Making me feel like the odd one out. Anybody else done? Nope, just Carrie. Just me and Carrie. Now that this kind of steel wool's been sitting in there, it's kind of taking in that oil. I can almost oil it down with just the steel wool. It's coming on too thick otherwise, I think. This is tongue oil, some penchacryl, denatured alcohol. I think there's some mineral spirits in there, some several different like little solvents. Kind of just got mixed over time. These little, see these little.
Oh, Raja. Hi, Raja.
Raja, welcome. Happy to have you. It was the other Heather B. Somebody was talking to the other Heather B. I don't know if it was the rapper or what.
That's crazy. There's too many of us. Yeah, up north, I was like one of like 3 Heathers. Down south, I'm like an Emily. I might as well be named Sarah.
Oh, wow, yeah, we don't have a lot of those down here, actually. We had Emily's where I grew up.
Jessica, one of those, just everyone has it. For both of us? Is the mic low for both of us?
I believe so. Mic is low, is what she's saying. Whose mic is low, babe?
That's why I just.
Just mine. All right, I'll move it here in a sec. One of them was charged, the other one probably not. Wow, that's really crazy. Y'all see that? Like, if it didn't have problems, I'd say that's like a furniture grade 2x4 right there. Look at the grain on it. I like the inside. Fingerprints.
I'm just gonna swap you out. Oh yeah, this one died.
It died? Okay. You could probably charge it. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta be careful. Smoke the other day.
Yeah.
Smoke went live. Made me think, man, I gotta be careful I don't go live on the toilet. You know? I was like, man, nightmare.
Yeah, that was funny.
Just a lot of, so pretty 2x4, but with a lot of problems. So don't judge a book by its cover. Be careful with your hands on that too. A lot of splinters on that. Thanks. That one come out loose. This is top Southwest 4.
Yeah, the last one I got.
Yeah.
Is 6 p.m. for the internet.
That is insane.
That's crazy.
Must be like tremors, and one of those like landworms went and pulled out a mile of cable out of the ground.
Yeah.
Because that, I cannot see why that would happen otherwise.
It's definitely never been like that.
I don't know if y'all seen Norm Hughes' channel either. Norm is like, I think, a general contractor, man. That's what I gather from watching his videos. He sounds like a general contractor. there's a couple videos where there's a fire restoration that he does. Pretty cool, man. And I put a comment on there because I don't know. Maybe Wes knows the answer to this. These joists / rafters that I'm seeing in the builds now are made out of strand lumber or particle board. What's the deal with these joists that I'm seeing? Maybe, and like I say, maybe Wes can answer this if he's still around. These joists, they look like joists, but they're put in like here. We build stuff with studs like that. We just take a
that's like
12 or 16 foot long stud.
Particle board, or would you say MDF?
Right. It's like MDF or some sort of strand lumber particle board with 2x4s. I loosely say that because they don't even look like full 2x4s. Maybe
1x.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah,
like it's thinner.
1x2 or something like that.
Recessed in.
Exactly. So if y'all know, is this the way they're building now? And I just have never seen that before.
Yeah, instead of like huge.
It's cheaper.
It looked like walls they were putting up that were like thinner, but I guess maybe potentially lightweight.
It definitely looked like they were trying to like those joists look like they're meant to bear a significant amount of weight.
Yeah.
But that might not be the case. Might have something to do with it built like that because with the strand lumber they're not as strong. I don't know if somebody can answer that question or not. And if I need to explain or describe it better, then let me know, because it's basically the structural components. I'm gonna take these two things out, they're getting in my way. So this is the answer to the vise question. This vise I've used for a while now, but a lot. And unfortunately, the alignment pins or whatever you call these things here, I'm not sure what the name of them would be. One of them is out of line. So I got to basically keep it right here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do that a lot. Mike says it's LVL. There's a brand called Micro Lam. Yeah, I could see why you would name your company that, because you're laminating small pieces of wood. Right? Micro Lam.
So I would assume it's lighter weight, but just as strong, because they're putting it towards the roof. We're old school on ours.
Yeah, I mean, it's a situation where they can take non-acceptable lumber that's pulp lumber and turn it into actual structural lumber.
Yeah,
I know.
Cool. It is kind of green, essentially.
Yeah, anytime you can use trees that are new growth to make lumber, it's going to be green, because you don't want to take the old growth stuff. It's a carbon dump. Yeah, my only issue is that when that kind of stuff gets wet, when you get laminated particle board wet, it's done. It's done. Like, it's really difficult to deal with. I mean, I don't know how you would. You can't. It just separates and peels. So it's got to be protected from all the weather for sure. There is oriented strand lumber that actually looks cool, where they've taken strands and aligned them. I've got one of these like beams like this at my dad's place that I found. It's an oriented strand lumber beam, and it looks like just strands all aligned, right? Not tiny pieces, but longer pieces. And they're all pressed into a beam like bigger than the...
So it's like a wooden fiberglass style beam.
Basically, yeah. Like, it's like they took strands of this length that all came from undersized trees and then laminated them together and made a strand lumber. LVL is what Wes said. Yeah.
Well, now we're gonna Google it this evening.
Yeah, I think I'd seen it before. That's why I asked the question. I just wasn't familiar with what they call it, because stick builds here are still using they're still using 2x4 as studs. Like I haven't seen a stick build using that, though. That build on that mansion that I passed the other day, they could be using that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised.
Like Uncle said, or I've seen them use being constructed with solid lumber flanges, like a web of something like OSB. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, Norm. Good morning, Norm.
Hey, welcome, Norm. We were just talking about your build or your restoration piece project. Thanks, babe. What do I do with that little? Let me know. I find that the steel wool helps the oil get into the grain, especially when it's at this kind of thick viscosity here. It's helping me get the oil into the grain. I got to get it done quick because I have a million other pieces like this to do. We don't have time to spend a million hours on each particular structural member. Welcome, Norm. That wind is blowing a little dusty. Dude, the dogs took all of my masks yesterday. You know, the pack of white masks, they were spread all over the yard. It was just masks everywhere, like it was the end of the world, you know, post-apocalyptic spread of masks in the yard, just blowing around in the breeze. By default, that means the cats steal my stuff. How's everybody doing this morning? I want to say I'm grateful for all of you. Grateful to be here today. Thankful, grateful to be able to do this another day. That's pretty much as simple as it is. I see a few little pieces coming off here. I'm going to take the sander across the bottom of this because this stuff will catch somebody when we're putting it in. What?
The advantage is one, they are stronger than stick lumber. Two, they are very consistent in size and dimension, which you don't get with stick lumber.
Yeah, it's true. That is true.
That's so smart.
You can press them in. Yeah.
We figured it would make sense. We just were unaware.
I also, you know, I laminate here too. Laminating wood can stabilize wood. So when you well, it helps because either if the board's going to twist, it has to twist against another board. If that other board's straight, how's it going to twist against it once you've pressed it together with a certain amount of pounds per square inch? Yeah. So that makes sense. That oriented strand lumber, which was what I was trying to think of before, oriented strand lumber, how they are stronger like than regular lumber because the glue is actually the glue bond stronger than the wood grain. Yeah. Makes sense, man. Thank you for enlightening us on that.
And Carrie asked a good question. Do they all use them in joist lumber?
That is a good question. You have to ask Norm that, see if Norm can chime in on that. Chat's way behind on my phone. This is a pretty board right here. Got some red in it.
Hey, mister. Good morning, mister.
Mister's in the house.
I love you some technical jargon.
Yeah, we got to put a little of that in here, man. Otherwise, all the contractors and stuff will get bored in here if they don't have to use their brains.
Carrie also said that she has a garage header that is going in the middle.
Is that right?
Yeah, she says maybe she could fix.
Over the door, garage door?
Maybe Jack, Carrie is what West asked. She said maybe because she's thinking of using us.
Oh yeah, definitely oriented strand. I don't know if that's the right kind of, because those are like eye-shaped, like I-beams, yeah. Right? Would that go in a header space? Headers are usually like 2x8s, 2x10s. I'm sure they make it for that. I'm gonna let Wes and Norm field that one though.
Yes, over the door.
I wonder why that header is bowing. Maybe water's getting in there. I don't know. It's like noticeably bowing, huh?
Oh, they use several boards end to end.
Oh wow, really? With nail plates? That's odd. Obviously, you all know end-to-end joinery is the worst kind of joint.
Not just one board. That would do it.
Yeah, sure would. And you've got them joined with nail plates on the end. Now I've seen that in some like garages. I mean, it's pretty common. Nail plates are really strong. I guess not my favorite thing in the world, the nail plate, but definitely seen 2 12-foot studs joined with nail plates and bigger, but never more than like 2 boards joined. But maybe code up there.
Oh yeah, or just like this one, someone built it. It stood, they were good.
Well, like this garage here, for example, this does not have to pass code because it's an outbuilding. Yeah. And in the South, a lot of our codes are only for the main structure and not outbuildings. But as far as like if you put that header up against and it's connected to the house, Wes and Norm will tell you then it has to pass code, right? So code compliant. And
pointed out that normally when that happened to him, he found more issues wrong than just that being.
Yeah.
And then Robert Keith said, we'll give them one thing when they built the garage for the house. They overbuilt the second.
Let's see if I can get updated here.
Wes confirmed he's going to need a jack, and then said, I've got 3 12x12s. Robert G said his house had steel beams like yours did. They overbuilt the hell out of it.
Oh yeah, mine had a steel I-beam under it. That was holding to me.
12x12s from full length.
Yeah. Yeah, like on my house, I had a basement, and this is the house I grew up in. It had a basement and an open foyer that went up 20, probably 24 feet was the measurement from floor to ceiling, maybe a little more, 36. I don't know, it was way up. And so the house had to have the weight bearing on that beam. Like, this is my theory. I never went and looked at the plans, but because that I-beam was down, I was wondering why they use a steel I-beam in that house. And I was like, oh yeah, you got an open foyer. Yeah. All of that can't support. You have to have load on a stick frame house. It's not supported by the rigidity of the frame. It's supported by all of the stick frame walls. Like there are many of them. Some of them aren't load bearing, but a lot of them are. So if you don't just kind of make a wall everywhere within a structure and you try to have a tall ceiling, you're in trouble. But if you can support that tall ceiling with something else, I'm coming from the layman armchair engineer kind of side of it. The contractors here know more about the actual construction, but I'm talking about from a theoretical perspective. You have to support the weight from that I-beam. You can't, there's no other anything. You want this open room that's 20 feet, some feet wide, and let's say 36 feet tall. It's got to be supported somewhere.
Yeah.
And all that weight's going to come down to one spot.
I would hope it's a non-attached garage or shed that was like delivered.
Yeah, you think that's what it was?
Is it attached? Because that would be my other question of concern in general.
I'm going to exit the chat and enter again so I can see what people are saying. You don't have to read it to me. I'm going to figure it out.
Accessory structure is what they call it in Georgia, right? Atlanta, Westland. I had to step away to answer Terry's question. Yes, they are typically only used for floor joists. Thanks, Norm. We call them accessory structures in PNW too. Okay, so accessory structure. I mean, that sounds way nicer than outbuilding. That's a very old school term, but that's big here.
Yes, they are typically only used for floor joists. So that's why they look like that. They look like an I-beam.
Heavy duty just seems warm.
Yeah, they do look strong. And I guess you get more for your money, so you can make them larger. Thanks to somebody for double tapping that like to undo the hater that disliked my video. I heard one time, I heard they hate you because they ain't you. Is that true, or is that just rhyme nicely? Or not nicely?
It's just cha with cha.
Ain't ya, ain't ya.
Ain't ya, ain't ya.
Sometimes they probably just hate you because they just don't like your face.
That's true.
Mr. said, awesome. Born and raised in West Seattle. Looks like Renton, but I'm like blind, so I barely can read that. Oh, this needs to be wiped down. This is like oily. So steel wool definitely helps get the oil into the grain, man. And this is kind of thick because I didn't pick up any paint thinner. I probably should have added like 3 times the amount of solvent. Careful, that's splintery too. Should get you some gloves. Thanks, Wes. Wes says it's looking great, Cal. Appreciate you. Yeah, Mr. says no, he's been living in Vegas since '89. Wow, that's a nice piece of wood, isn't it? We are kind of blessed in the U.S., man. There are a lot of countries where even getting this quality of wood, which we would not consider a great quality, is very difficult. Ireland has no trees, only a few left. So when Vitali pops on here, I'm like, man, being a woodworker in Ireland, I'm trying to think of what was my comparison the other day. I said being a woodworker in Ireland is like being a marine biologist in the desert or something. Like there's no ocean, right? How do you study the ocean with no ocean? How do you work with wood when there's no available wood? Well, you have to import it all. So probably a lot of it comes from us. It's not going to be the stuff that we want necessarily. It's going to be the stuff we kind of reject. This is a particularly nice board, I think. I'm going to just soften up the top a little. Was tight, the one with the half lap dovetail.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch to a new piece of steel wool after this.
Wes said, it's looking great, Calvin. Nothing wrong with being a bit thick.
Yeah. Definitely, laying it on thick is going to be probably better than laying it on thin here. But you know what I did notice? I did notice that where I place stickers on the frame, there's discoloration, and not from the sticker, but the sun and the aging of this wood has actually changed the color of it. You'll notice that with the wood that's on the other bed frame that we have. It's turned a darker yellow. Look in that room and kind of peep at it every once in a while. Kind of ages nicely. That's why, like, if you look at the structural 2x4s of the houses built in the 60s, they're like a dark orange. They didn't treat them with anything. They just turned that orange over time.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Like patina. Yeah, so that's an excellent comment. Carrie said, and I'll read Mister's after this. Carrie said, I watch a woodworker from Ireland, and he has multiple videos about the lack of forestry and how they pick up tiny logs and have to work with those. Yeah, so like if you wanted, the Irish don't burn wood in their fire. I don't know if y'all know this, and this is a long time. Ireland's been deforested for 1,000 years. They haven't had trees there. There's only a few trees. They're around the monasteries. The monks didn't let them cut them down. So they have trees that are like 1,000 years old there, just a few of them, a couple ash trees, like a yew. And they're famous trees in Ireland. I watched like a multi-part documentary on just these trees. Other than that, Irish people burned peat in the fireplace.
Does it burn well?
Slowly, but I don't think it burns like hot logs.
Yeah, that's like a cold country, right?
Yeah, it's cold. So like they burn peat in the furnaces.
Yeah.
I think even in California they were burning peat for a while because they don't have many trees there too. Like the accessibility of trees in Southern California was, especially when like LA was built.
Yeah.
Very low. So you watch like the Chaplin movies, and if you see a fireplace, you'll notice the fire is like on something roundish. Peat, I think they're burning in the fireplace.
Said you burn dirt and bricks, dried bog mud.
Yeah, that's peat.
Oh, okay.
Dried bog mud is peat. It's rotted organic material that's fallen to the bottom and compressed. Yeah. That's what we would call peat.
Oh, Mrs. says peat smells so wonderful. I wouldn't know that.
I like the smell of peat.
I don't think I've worked with it before.
I probably have some here somewhere in a bag because I grow plants in it, Yeah.
Also, hi, welcome, Jane.
Oh, Jane's in the house. I haven't seen Jane in a few days. And then we have cannot pronounce that. Very just humbly. 59. Welcome.
Is that the same thing a Traeger uses?
Traeger. I'm not sure I know what that is.
Robert G said, damn, Ireland is 11% tree cutting, and that's crazy, especially coming from a state that's almost 80%.
Right. We have raw materials in the United States. It's what makes our country strong. You want to know what makes our country strong? It's our ability, our raw materials. They've always wanted our raw materials. There's no other country in the world, that maybe Russia, that has the just vast wealth of raw materials: wood, coal, iron, name it. All of those things we have reserves of everywhere. That's why Japan knew they could only fight us in World War II for a year and a half.
Yeah.
They had already worked the math out. Oh, okay. I've never seen peat being burned in a grill. I know they have pellets. They have like grill pellets that people use. But I guess they would have had to cook on it too. Yeah. That's what they used to heat. That would have been what they used to cook. So woodworking in Ireland, I imagine, like for the Vitalis of the world, they got to be even more careful because you don't have the wood to ruin a piece. Yeah. You know, you can't just burn through a bunch of wood. In our, Wes's video the other day where he went down the street and found the free wood, that type of thing. We're blessed to be able to do that. Go find somebody who chopped down a tree and claim the wood,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will pay you to get rid of it.
Yep.
I'm trying to find a home for it. Hi guys, I'm back on mic.
There you go.
She stole your.
Those dogs run off. I don't. Mister, are you from over there?
No, he's from Seattle.
Oh, from Seattle. Okay.
Oh, well, he's not. He said from Renton, the other place.
Renton, yeah.
Storm stole these.
Oh, I don't like that. That was out the side of my backpack.
Howdy, Norm.
Maybe switch the angle, pull the angle back a little bit.
I can do that. There's a few people that show how to make your own, but it's a process. They're talking about the pellets, I think, that you burn. Yeah. It's on cords. Those fire logs and logs. Oh yeah, my mom loves those. I get her fire going too. That's true.
Like my parents' woods are full of that bitter nut hickory. All you have to do to make your food taste good is just take a couple of the branches or logs from that, shred that up, and you get that hickory smoke.
Yeah. That was our tree of the weekend that we learned about.
Oh yeah, because we thought those were black walnuts. I thought they were too. They were large, man. I was sure of it, but they're all bitter nut hickory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some spots on this board that make me a little nervous, like this little flake right here. I'm afraid somebody will get cut on that.
Mr. said at my grandmother's in-laws' old house, she had a super old grapevine we brought back to life, and where we trim the truly dead branches off each year, we throw them in the grill to smoke. It was awesome. That's fun.
Yeah. Being a woodworker for a while, I have not, I tend to not buy charcoal. I tend to use the scraps of wood that I have as charcoal. Obviously, once charcoal burns down and gets down to carbon, it cooks hotter, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to cook as hot. But if you have chunks of really dry wood, you can cook pretty well with that. I do want to show them the stick, so just to give them a reference point of why I'm not going to stain this stuff with. So here's a stick, and half of this would have been coffee and we call it apple cider vinegar with steel wool. So that would have been this side, and that was like the first day. So it's like a coffee brown, like a chestnut brown. And then after it sat for another day, you see it got to this level, right?
Yeah.
So I'm starting to get nervous. I'm like, well, I got to have it all the same. So I can't use that. But let me show you what it might look like if you wait another day. That's what it looks like the next day, right? So that steel wool and apple cider vinegar, I actually kind of like that if it's uniform. Yeah, show it to the camera. So I decided I couldn't get enough consistency from it to make it doable. Thanks.
Norm said they used to smoke grapevines like cigarettes, and then Carrie said that explains a lot, Norm.
Yeah, so we kind of did that too back in the day. They would label them as reeds, like they would be labeled as reeds.
Yeah.
It was like how we practiced smoking. If such a idiotic thing is a thing, practicing smoking. Yeah, you got to know how to do it when you want to get cancer, you know.
Robert G said that steel wool and vinegar is almost instant black on oak when applied. That's crazy.
I can believe that. I think there's a lot of tannins in oak. That's why.
Oh,
so it's the amount of tannins in the wood.
It's crazy.
Depending on the amount of tannins, and that's why it would not be uniform on this, because we got several different kinds of wood. Like this stud right here is Douglas fir, so up there from Carrie's neck of the woods. I guess literally neck of the woods. And misters, you know, this.
Sorry.
Holy smokes! From the Pacific Northwest.
Jump scare.
What?
Ooh, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, but this is Douglas fir, so this would probably have a different amount of tannins, like noticeably different amount of tannins than the pine that's on here, which varies in white pine and southern yellow pine. So you can look at the wood in the lumber yard and you know, inquire about what type of wood it is. You can just look at the markings on it. It'll tell you. It says D fir, Douglas fir, right?
It's almost time to pick out your favorite Christmas tree at this hardware store.
Favorite what?
Christmas tree at the hardware store. And they really have them labeled. You get to see them in their,
their
soft or not soft needles.
I think the blue spruce is my favorite type of Christmas tree.
Very soft.
I mean, the ones they use at Macy's and stuff usually come over from Scandinavia. They're like
sometimes they try to keep it
Norwegian, juniper.
Yeah.
And they use some Norwegian spruce up there from like the boreal forest, where they can take as much as they want. It's probably not going to deplete it or hurt it.
Carrie said, so did you decide to just use tung oil and nothing else?
Yeah, there's tung oil, and then there's some pentacryl, like I said, to help stabilize, and some other little stuff. But yep, and maybe a little linseed oil, so there may be a slight tint to it, but I did decide to just do tung oil. Good question. Yeah, it had to do with the inconsistency of the stains I was getting. It wasn't coming out consistent, and somewhat of Heather's advice, probably not trying to, you don't want to, what do they call it? It's kind of like the opposite of like lipstick on a pig. It's like
You got no. I call it his
snap.
too much gene.
Yeah, it's
He's
just
got to
like,
know when to stop just to appreciate all.
yeah,
You know, it's beautiful as it is.
I don't want to use any of that store-bought stuff, and I have oil here, so we'll just tongue off. That's it.
Mr. said, one of my shop teachers taught me to super finish like 100+ steps because I was making a tabletop, and he had me apply coats of finish with steel wool in the middle of like 20 coat/steps. Oh my God, he made me sand that dang thing forever.
Yeah, that's you can basically finish indefinitely, something you can do over and over again. I think with my son's beds, first go round, I spent a long time. I spent a month just finishing those. So they stayed in the shop, set up both of them for a month, and I just did finish. Yeah. I got to take a little. Don't you all go anywhere. I got to run to use the bathroom. Be right back. I'm still working on wood stuff here. Be right back.
Oh, it's okay. You're good. Look, while we wait, that's Toby. Her name is Duty. That's Paco. That's Jovi. And that's a whole lot of sawdust. I did a dog tour. More of them?
Oh yeah, that's the actual pears, and they kind of grew large on there.
You have another one back here we have to cut down?
No, it's a little tree. It's a little baby.
Oh, okay.
How many of y'all have Bradford pears?
Because you shouldn't.
Because they're terrible. Pain in the butt. Oh, might fit. Mike said, in other news, hand carving oak is no joke. That is all. Of course, it depends on the oak, but definitely, Mike, those carving tools, I think they're hard to sharpen, and you got to I would probably avoid working with oak at all with my carving tools if I wasn't certain I could sharpen them effectively, right? Because all the curves in them, isn't it hard to sharpen a blade with that curvature? I would struggle with that.
Seems scary to use those little circle blades.
Yeah, like the scorps and they're scary, man. Sometimes I had to cover my eyes when Wes was working with those things. I thought he was going to catch himself in the hand with them. What's up?
Oh, everyone said hi to the dog. Sorry, I didn't see that, guys. Thanks. That's so sweet. Wes asked Mr. if he had used that technique since the constant finishing, and Mr. said, "No, I haven't used it since. I was so disappointed in the table."
Oh man,
it was just funny.
After all that, you're disappointed in it.
I have a few projects like that. Hello,
I'm gonna get another piece of steel wool because that's about done right
this
there.
One's real tight.
It's also the second to last one.
I might put the other one back in so I can pull the bottom off them.
Make a note on that it's tight. For me, if you could, please.
Tight.
Yeah. Don't want to waste that tongue oil, man. I was telling y'all yesterday, stuff is very expensive. Somewhere between $50 cents and $1 an ounce, a fluid ounce. So the more you can thin it, kind of the better, because you're going to get more coverage when you thin it. It's going to sink in better. Is less waste. This board has kind of pretty figure on it, but it was a pain in the butt. It was twisted, as I recall. So, and it had like a lot of knottage in it. If you were with me for all of that dovetail cutting that I did over the course of the last couple months, I don't know if I should call it dovetail cutting. That's kind of unfair to real cabinet people. It's just like all the joinery. I mean, it was joinery. What's the comment?
Mike said that's what stopped me from French polishing. I will get over it eventually. And then Wes said, some people equate more effort with better results, but it's like a golf swing, not power, but proper form.
Right,
and then he said, Kung Fu stance.
That's right. Kung Fu stance. Yeah, it's like a golf swing is a good comparison because you can kill yourself at the driving range swinging the wrong way all day. You know, swing hard. I was a golf coach actually for 2 years. And I would have kids, and the number one thing they would try to do would be kill the ball, like because they think the harder they swing, the farther the ball goes. And it's just
you want to work smarter, not harder. Yeah. You don't want to kill yourself doing everything you do.
A smooth golf swing from start to finish with just a knowledge of tempo by whomever the practitioner is. That smooth golf swing is going to result in a farther flight. All of the people I saw who drove the farthest were skinny little people who had a big backswing that went all the way up to the top and swung through. And yeah, they could swing a little harder, but that wasn't their goal. Their goal was to hit the ball square. It's really, really prickly, this piece of wood here. We may be dying or something. The phone.
No, let me go look.
11 is a bit on the low side.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Mike said Happy Gilmore disagrees.
What?
Happy Gilmore disagrees.
Oh, Happy Gilmore, yeah. He disagrees. That's true, man.
And then Norm said, you find that sweet spot on the head and the ball will sail away.
Yep. I hit a drive one time, 310 yards. Best drive I ever hit in my life. My cousins didn't believe me. They laughed me out of the room when I said I did it, because I had finally gotten my backswing like way above my head. So when I came back for my backswing, I was up here, right? My natural swing is just a backswing to right here, and that's it. But I finally got it all the way up here and was coming through the ball and rotating like I was rotating the club head. So I finally got that drive like 300 some yards. I was crushing it. Like for 2 weeks, I was hitting 300-yard drives. Then I lost it. And since then, I've never been able to get it back.
So the YouTube meetup's going to be at a Top Golf. Is that what you guys are telling me?
At a Top Golf. Hey, Top Golf is fun, man. That brings a lot of people to playing golf because it's fun. That's the whole thing, is that people don't want to do something that's boring. If you can show them the game is actually fun, then they'll like it. I knew a guy that plays golf. I know a guy that is obsessed with golf now. His wife is now a golf widow. He's a member at a club. All he does is golf all week. He's a business guy, has some money, and he's fairly young. He did not golf until he went on and hit longest drives at Top Golf. That's the first golf experience he had. And he just fell in love with it. I haven't golfed in probably 10 years. I hit the ball occasionally, but I haven't been to a course in a long time. Gotta have money to do that, man.
Ah. Did I do that?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think it's going to break, but I did work there a second.
Mr. said, I grew up around golf, but I've never played, only messed around a bit. And then Mike said, I always thought golf would be more fun if people hit on the course with paintballs, and every time you get tagged, you lose a stroke. I like the idea of the basketball theory where you have to hit, but someone has to kind of distract you the whole time.
Oh.
You have to try and mess up someone's swing, so you need the utmost concentration, just like playing with siblings, I guess is what that is. But
You want me to do this rail now?
yeah, I figured top down. Are you ready to do it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it now. I'm starting to get a little bit tired of this vice. Literally, my phone, the chat hasn't moved in 20 minutes, but it's still showing a live image, right? So confusing. It's kind of bad because I would think there's no one chatting, right? And there's people chatting. So
bye, Jane. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for coming, Jane. Appreciate you being here.
Mike, you got to get a golf cart. As kid me, that's the only way I would go golfing. My dad would be like, you want to go golfing? I'd be like, absolutely not. And then he'd be like, well, what if you can drive the golf cart? And I'd be like, well, now we're talking. And then I'd be like, also only 9 holes, because even that is a very long time to be out in the sun.
Yeah, kids have this thing about they can't usually drive. So
also you're like, well.
Often when the golf course has allowed kids to drive, their golf carts have inevitably ended up in the water hazards. So, a lot of states, sometimes that's been dangerous to people. Obviously, that can be dangerous. So a lot of states have put laws and you can't drive a golf cart unless you have a license.
Well, you see, you just gotta let the parent drive away from the clubhouse, and then you switch seats.
As soon as the what the marshal is, that's the guy that drives around the course and checks to see if everybody's following the rules.
Yeah. You gotta make sure you hop
marshal's
out real
not
quick.
there. You just put the kid in the driver's seat.
Yeah, you just hop out real quick.
And since I play military golf, I don't know if you ever heard about that. Left, right, left, right. I need somebody to always be taking me back and forth of the golf ball from side to side. So.
Norm said, that's how we played when I was in the military. We went out to the course and we had a lot of fun, egging each other on, harassing each other all day. That's fun. Yeah. I always like that. Or, even if the idea of seeing your friends on a golf course and being able to honk and like mess up their shot is very exciting to me. Mr. said, exactly. I was the best golf cart driver as a kid. Mike said, we have a course here in Idalou. Sorry, I thought it was a J because there's a crack in the screen. That's perfect because it's a canyon depression and there's no cell signal. That's really the best part. That's nice. You get to be hanging out for a minute.
Yeah, you gotta like
not responsible for
separate
everything of the
yourself from
world.
the phone to be able to do it. In some ways, this runner here is done.
I'll take it from you.
You want me to do the legs of the
Yeah, at least goo them up, I guess. Nope, heaviest stuff in the front of the trailer. That's right. Oh, I hit my head. So I'm going to give you the bottom rungs. What do we call these again?
We can call them rungs, yeah.
Rungs next before we do bigger stuff, but I'm keeping in one here and one there. So there's like a spot for them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kind of do the same, keeping the edges just to hold it in.
Yeah, because that gives a little bit of rigidity from side to side. Then we have to brace it to do the other stuff. So
yeah. I have to loosen it to pull the other things out.
I would like
it makes it more fun.
You put those plastic pieces in so I don't mar this all up. These may be from Harbor Freight. These gloves I really like. So that'd be the one Harbor Freight item I'll say I like.
You used to like them. I told everyone we have to make like a Harbor Freight redemption video where we go and like buy 2 or 3 things there, and then because it was that saw that made you really left a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, that's true. That was it. It was really bad. My saw that sat outside in the weather for a year or something is better. That's a bad thing.
That's south. That's east. So that is south and east.
That's south. Yeah, that's southeast.
Could you guys hear the rooster? Does that come through?
No, they don't have roosters around them?
I don't know how to make this.
I think this paper has to be changed here.
Where's your other ones? You got them?
Yeah, I maybe have one or two left.
East, southwest. Southwest.
I don't know if that's a very good one. You know, I did buy discs, though. I did buy discs. I got some over here, I think. At least I thought I did.
Oh, that's cool. They could hear the rooster. That means these mics, like, I mean, I guess that rooster's also probably pretty loud.
They couldn't hear it?
They could hear it.
It
just helps me know how distant the range really goes, especially when I'm like out here and I can feel it. Like, oh, that was as loud to the ear, and then the mic did catch it.
Got some sanding discs the other day, and I set them down somewhere. Pilato's not here, so you know I can't ask him where he put them. But you know,
Were they in a pack?
Probably was his fault. Yeah, it's okay. I got one here I'm going to use for the moment. So you all know with these sanders, this problem is with the Velcro on the bottom. The pad starts to wear off. I never pay a lot for one of these hand sanders.
Carrie said, do you have the rubber stick to clean the sanding paper? Hey, Pilato just walked in. We were just summoning you.
Yeah. He could have just been sneaky and been in the chat. You know.
He was going to come in and just let us know that he wasn't going to tell us where your sanding pads were.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's all his fault, but it's all right.
Norm said, sometimes it's plywood's fault. That's true.
So, yeah, that's right. I do have to like exchange. There is some blame to go around to other people besides me. And make sure that.
I'm like comically bad at labeling these things. Don't tell Calvin. I said I'm bad at labeling these things. Don't tell Calvin.
Oh no, make sure they're labeled.
I'm catching my mistakes. I'm just everything got numbered 3 for some reason.
Flip it around and see that inside.
Norm said calling them out is a good way to see who's lurking, and then Plywood said sometimes it is.
Maybe.
And someone said, "Why is there a dollar bill on the wall?" Who probably already swiped through.
Who said that?
Looks like their name is Captain Hook Fan.
It's because we made $1, and when you start a business or you start you make your first $1, it's good luck to put it up on the wall. So hopefully we answered that question in time. If not, I guess you should stick around after you ask a question. You want the answer to it.
And then Carrie said 3 is a magic number.
That is true. I think there's a song about that.
Spider, spider, spider. Carrie said Schoolhouse Rock.
That's right. That is a Schoolhouse Rock song. There's a religious component to that too, which is interesting because they would have probably included that. I think I know that song, and it did have like some religious theme to it. It's pretty interesting for Schoolhouse Rock, which is like a, on TV. They're much more sensitive to diversity of religion than they are when I was a kid, for sure. I'm sure there's older people in here who would say the same thing. My elementary school, they had, and I went to a public elementary school in Virginia. We had a there's an old prayer on the wall, and it was one that I was taught by my grandmother when I was little. When I came to school, I was shocked. This prayer was on the wall.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right, that's another one finished. Now this got some of that, I think, some of that vinegar like dripped on it or something with the steel wool. So we got some black marks on here I'm not super proud of. I don't know how permanent they are or not. We'll have to kind of check that out. Not very.
Norm said, "You guys smash that like button. So Calvin some
Please
love.
do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Norm. Even better, you can become a member and join the fam. Most of the time we do members only chats up in here, so it's a lot of us chatting amongst ourselves. So definitely, if you have not done so for your favorite channel, And I hope if your favorite channel is monetized or has over 500 subscribers, you can join. So I suggest that you pick a channel, your favorite channel, and join that channel. As I said before.
Yeah, the
Even
one
if
you
it's
want
not
more
this
access
one,
to. Yeah,
right?
whoever you want to see their additional members only stuff.
I'm a little partial, but I think this is the best channel on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we're the
Just
best to
low-key.
our members. So
Hey, Pilato. Yeah, I'm mic'd up today. We got the 2 mic route going. Since I'm gonna be out here. I know you didn't hear us moaning and groaning. Our internet has been out since 3 p.m. yesterday.
yeah.
And the latest text was that it will be out till 6 p.m. today. So I have no ability to get into even open the YouTube app. But Calvin's one phone has service outside here. So the stream lives on.
There you go.
Gotcha.
And I think that's the last post of those.
Well, besides the one that's being glued right now.
I don't think this ever went through the planer. Yeah, it did. I could see insignias wiped out. See how much oil I got just on my hands and gloves? A lot. Can you hand me a sheet of that 22320 paper over there? Yeah.
Oh, Paco's sleeping in here.
Yeah, they like that couch. I'm in here.
Sorry. I'm going to say it. I got to show it. I was waiting for Pilato's comment on your mustache. I figured he would have a take, and he said, "Gotta be honest, I miss the beard."
Sorry,
I don't know. Firefighter version Calvin? You're gonna deny firefighter version Calvin? Look at him. He just got off work.
I guess I better get busy growing my beard back. Glad that wasn't your fingers doing that.
Yeah, that was a nice one.
So brittle on the edges.
Chippy.
Yeah. I'm gonna use the sander here. Move this out of the way for a sec.
Oh, you're gonna use that sander. Gotcha. No, Norm, I'm sorry. He's not a firefighter. I just think he looks like a firefighter with his mustache. All the NYFD guys always had mustaches, so I would like a name for him. It's just the different versions of Calvin you get to choose from.
Just if I'm being honest, I always miss the beard a little, but
you gotta change it up sometime.
Yeah, you gotta switch it up, man.
We got Smoke.
Smoke's in the house.
Thanks, Smoke. Thanks for the like. He said, heading out to lunch, but saw the on-air light, so I'm here to drop a like.
Appreciate you, man.
Very appreciated.
Appreciate you, Smoke. Well, that's kind of pretty when that stain goes in there, when the oil goes in there. So tung oil doesn't tone, it doesn't have pigment, but it does bring out pigments in the grain. So here you kind of see it's got a rainbow of colors in it, especially on this backside here. There is always a chance that when I do this and stain these, that it's going to change the bend in the wood, and that they'll be difficult to get back into the dovetail. So
Yeah.
but it's just a risk I have to take. You don't want to leave stuff unfinished. It'll protect the wood better long term. Say the furniture is in a place where they don't have as much, or the rain or the roof or some kind of issue happens. Careful, don't get any splinters on there.
Gotcha. Smoke said, Calvin applying for jobs. A little.
What?
Calvin applying for jobs with your new, since I'm giving you a bunch of titles now.
With the mustache?
Yeah.
Nah, man, not at the moment.
Just applying for different views. Got to try different things out. Oh, I gotta label this one.
Douglas fir again. This wood has a naturally redder appearance. Kind of can tell.
I got you, girl. Give me a second. Oh wait, I'm gonna put this one back in. I'm keeping the end ones in. I forgot. Smoke said almost no shave November when all the pseudo beards come out for a few weeks.
Yeah, the pseudo beards.
Yes, the most groaning month of the year where everyone has to
scrappy neck beards.
And they have to like grow out. But they also bring it up all the time too, you know.
Hey, I got this beard I'm growing. Come on, man. You call that a beard? Those sow hairs, peach fuzz.
Pilato said, think the beard may have living views. No, it's kind of the opposite of where maybe the mustache will bring in new views. Maybe the algorithm will see a face and do something with it.
We did all right yesterday. It seems like maybe today's a little bit with the Israel-Palestinian thing. I think might be cramming up the algorithm and kind of big news days. If there's a big news extra on any day, it's usually a bad YouTube day for me.
Because all the live streams they push the NBC live streams and all those other news outlets. So I know everyone has their own,
Also, your internet bandwidth is a factor too, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
So if we had our other internet up, we would probably be pulling better numbers. But we're here because we love y'all, and y'all are really the ones that matter. We don't need 500 people in a room, just the people the members and the people that we love. Is this the bottom piece right here?
Yeah.
Should I give this back to you?
Yeah, I'll take it from you. That one has popped out over there on top. You can grab it.
This?
Nope, that one. Yeah.
Where's my yellow? Now, white pine like this is kind of one of the more boring woods to oil because it's not so satisfying when you see its final finish, but it contrasts nicely with the other pieces of wood, the Douglas fir and the yellow pine. So and it works really well. The white pine works, like it's super easy to work.
Smoke said numbers are all over the place with the new attention to lives from YouTube. That's true. As they adjust, it gives, it takes, it changes the algorithm. Everybody sorts it out too. Palaio said hasn't seen any news. Unfortunately, the only thing we can get on the antenna TV
Yeah,
is news. It's something we try to
News,
avoid.
soap operas and Maury Povich.
Yeah, the daytime TV ran out, and we got our Jeopardy and our Wheel of Fortune time in.
Heather and I were definitely wondering who is the father yesterday. Like, we had some moments. We watched Wheel of Fortune. Like, we've never done that before.
No. There we go. Oh, look at me.
Now, there must be more tannins in this white pine because I see that it is reacting. It seems to be the steel wool that will probably be causing it. You can see it's darkening. So that kind of clues me in that the white pine has more tannins in it. The redder woods, you can kind of see it here, how it's darkening to a gray. It must be that whatever the solvent is in here is working on my steel wool, and that the iron oxide, which is
it's doing that on that.
iron oxide, reacts to tannins. It's a chemical reaction. So you see it's turning dark in there.
I wonder how it'll age as well. Norm says, "Man, I have a little over 50 watch hours." Then Schmoke said, "You've never watched The Wheel?" Well, we definitely haven't watched it ever together. I don't think I've watched a full episode since I was
life,
like
but
single
as a couple,
digits.
like we've never sat down and watched Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Like that's new for us.
I was like kind of like understand. I had to like comprehend Wheel of Fortune as it went. I was like, oh, it's like a big board game. Okay. And it's cool that you like. I didn't realize like unlike because we went from Jeopardy to Wheel of Fortune. Jeopardy, if you don't win, you don't win. Wheel of Fortune, you get to walk away with your earnings. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of nice.
That's true. It is the rock that Heather grew up under. I guess they didn't play Wheel of Fortune games in school, or they didn't know that there was a game of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
But definitely they had those at Toys R Us.
Oh, you need one? Sorry.
And next one. Ooh, look at that bark right there. This is why I like to pick my own wood out. Gotta get treated on both sides regardless.
Toby.
This is SYP right here, Southern Yellow Pine. So it could be a number of different varieties of wood. It looks like it's like a jack pine or slash pine.
Schmoke said, back in the day, Wheel of Fortune was prizes, not cash.
Is that right?
So does that kind of make it more similar to the other, what's the other one where they spin a wheel and you get to win prizes, not cash? Price is Right. Price is Right. It's a vertical wheel.
Yeah, Price is Right didn't have much cash available.
Sammy.
Forgot about that.
And then Palato said, I like to buy a vowel, but I prefer to keep my money. And then Mike is making stuff, said, I was always a Jeopardy kid, but the family watched Wheel and Price is Right, probably because they're all gambling addicts under it all. And then Schmoke said, look at the studio filled with fabulous prizes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how they were. So that makes sense.
I watched a cut from The Price is Right from the 70s the other day where they were giving the lady won a conversion van with a television in it. It had a mural on the side of it, dude. I was like, man, Price is Right gave away a mural conversion van with a TV in the 70s. And they definitely went downhill when they started giving away Priuses. Like things, it'd be the equivalent of like giving away a Mercedes or a Sprinter chassis RV, basically. Or what do they call those? Road Trek.
Carrie said, yeah, my mom was on Wheel and won a year's supply of carpet cleaner. That's cool.
Wow.
Do you know what year that was? Just so we can reference it.
Carrie's mom, come on down.
Yeah.
You're the next contestant on The Price is Right, even though we don't know your first name.
Did they dress in funny outfits back then to be in the audience, to be more like, I don't know if that's a recent thing.
They used to just wear like super big iron-on shirt letters and stuff.
Oh yeah, like group
pick me
things.
next, Bob. I think we can undo the elastic on that now.
I'll let you call that shot. BSW 5.
It's stuck to the glue.
I figured it would be. But you can sand it off, right?
For some reason.
I put it on extra tight. I figured that's exactly the way that would make it extra difficult to get off.
I think the glue may be wet, so. I'm gonna let that air a little bit, give that glue a little drier. This is a pretty board right here.
Oh, we're officially in low power mode. Do I turn it into low power mode or do I turn it off?
So pull the mic thing out.
Yeah.
Charge it. We'll take my mic off. We'll do internal mic for a little bit.
We're just gonna yell. I'll move you in closer so you don't have to yell for everybody. Let me get a good plug for it. Let me read the chat also. Carrie says in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
70s were awesome, says Schmokes. The 80s were meh. And absolutely for no reason whatsoever, your family at home is losing because Roddy Rod is like a new car. Roddy is like new car, says Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing? Stop. Come.
I always watched Bob Barker's behavior really carefully for some reason. He just, as a person, I always thought he was so strange with that tiny little microphone.
He was a creep. He was a creep. They've said that.
Yeah, I think they've established that.
People have like come in. His co-host would try to like. Oh, that's not charging. All right, let me go get a charging cord.
It's sometimes you just flip it on that one.
Yeah. I want to get you a fast one anyway. Okay, bud, come on.
He was so nice to some of the women, and then some of the women and some of the people he would just kind of disregard. And I noticed that as a little kid. I noticed that about him. He was like dismissive of some people and super sweet with others, almost like he liked the ones that he was being sweet to. Bob Barker, true, I don't know if y'all know this, but Bob Barker was like almost 100% Lakota Sioux. Like he's Native American. He grew up on a reservation. Things are not always as they appear. I think the only reason I know that is because he's from South Dakota. I'm from Minnesota. Wordles. Yeah, man, they need to bring station wagons back. That's true.
Specifically.
My dad had this Mitsubishi Colt Vista that had rear-facing seats in it. I kind of like that vehicle. Tiny four-cylinder engine is and light construction.
There we go. Woohoo.
That's sloppy.
I had like a uncle, like my dad's friend uncle, who had a station wagon, and he would always be driving and turn around to talk to you in the back seat. He'd be like on a highway. My dad would be like, "Stop! You gotta look at the road, man. You gotta look at the road."
Dude, why would you turn?
He was just such a thing.
Like Lloyd
Like
Christmas?
fully turned around.
So where are you headed?
Talking to me. It was like, you can talk without looking at her.
Yeah, we can still hear you, man.
Storm.
Feel like Christmas time.
I put down all my pencils. Oops, I found them. We had so many that I remember, says Mike. A Ford Country Squire, that was the LTD. Plywood said, yes, bring back the grocery getter.
Yeah, that sounds like maybe it's the sport edition. You know, the super sport edition that Clark Griswold got.
Was said, station wagons are sought after in the tuner circles. I wanted a Magnum for a while. And Norm said Magnums are cool.
Did she now?
Schmoke said, I like my Magnum too. I know, I was going to not say that. We had a Dodge Monaco.
Caprice is a beast, though. There's no doubt about that.
Caprice wagon. Audi wagons are nice.
And the Caprice had
like
that
a
5.7 if you got the formula in there.
I'm a hatchback
Powerful
hater.
motor.
Did I give you one yet? I didn't. I owed you one.
This thing's been glued up a couple times. We got a piece blow out on the other side.
The top is a little tight on the rail. So
Oh, really?
It does this.
Well, let me adjust it then.
It pushes two of them in. Yeah.
You mean tight which direction?
Like it pulls them in. Like if these go straight, the holes are this to the sides. That's why it's pulling it in so intensely.
So if it's sitting like this, right?
The hole is literally to the other side of it.
Oh, that's not in there right then. Yeah, I can't change it that much. I can change it a
No,
little
that's
bit,
fine.
but yeah, I have to look at it. Norm said he had a Buick Roadmaster, just wasn't a wagon. That's the one I would want. Not a big wagon fan.
That's a minivan.
Yeah, that's what my folks favored, the early minivans.
Six.
So I think there's 22 runners.
There are in fact.
Did you count them?
Well, there's 11 on each, so yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Osborne, welcome. How's the health today, man? This doesn't look like it went through the surface plane, but I imagine it did. It wouldn't have this kind of a clean side on it. Let me just get a lot of my fingers here. Glad to see that. Mike said the health is good today.
Yeah, good, Mike. We
Most
definitely
important thing, man.
have definitely discussed worrying about you. So I'm glad you're here and glad we got to check in. Schmoke said 1973 muscle car with room for activities.
With what?
Activities, with room for activities. You know, one of my high school teachers said that. He said he had this whole story about how he brought his prom date to the prom in a station wagon. And we were all like, ha ha ha. He's like, but the seats fold flat. And the whole crowd was like, oh.
Yeah, there's no parking spots left at the point.
Yeah. No, there's like the
Plus,
collective.
Like, you're parked right up next to 2 other kids, and they're. I mean, it's like you all might as well just be in a room.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. How far? Wes said my daughter's first car was a Buick. It was a boat. My friends I actually had a Buick for a little while. It was a boat. I had a bench seat. It was the big comfy couch, and my seat was broken. So it was extra comfy, like extra. Whoever had it before me wrecked it. I mean, that car came with dents on all sides of it too.
What's the show where they drive the Dodge Dynasty? Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh yeah.
I had 2 Dodge Dynasties, right? One gold one, then a blue one. Very comfortable cars with terrible transmissions. I think both transmissions of both my Dynasties blew.
My Buick, I sold it for $400 with a bad transmission in it. I think I sold it for $2. I couldn't get money out of that thing.
So I knew a girl with a Vega, like a early 70s Vega too. That was a mess, that car. But it drove though. I don't know how. I think it's because her stepdad was good with old cars.
Mike said, listen, you could make a Vega a monster.
Yeah.
I said Vega is a good start to a race car, a budget Nova. My mom had
it's kind of like a mini Nova, and her stepdad drove a Nova.
Yeah.
Like a 66, 67 Nova, so yeah.
Oh, look, 2 planes. Oh, you should go look at these. They're really cool. They want the
Should I pull the camera in?
Look at that.
Oh, what do they call those? My son was just talking about those, where the propellers turn upside down.
Yeah, I can catch it.
Shit, you might be able to catch it, but it's gonna be hard. They're already
Ugh.
up there. Mike can know what they were.
Yeah, I gotta find them. Damn, where did they go? They're too low.
I think those propellers turn.
Dang, we get some crazy Oh, there they are. Oh, they're real far away. It's not gonna focus on them. Sorry guys, I tried. They're way far up. The fighter jets come down so close that I run out front to see them. And from my front yard, I can see the cockpit and the person in it. Like, that's how low they are.
What did Norm say?
Mike said exactly, Mike. I love that Vega had a badass stereo in it with Pioneer house speakers so we could set it out at parties.
The only person I knew with a Vega, it was an early 70s car. She had the oldest, I think of all of us, she had the oldest, most beat up car. And my friend had a Volvo from like the early 80s. My brother had, we stayed with 80s cars. I had I had a number of 80s model cars. I told them about the Scirocco the other day that I had. I didn't have that for long. I totaled that car pretty quickly. But yeah, we had 87, like an 87 Cadillac Rome. We had my brother and I had a couple of Cadillacs.
Good morning, Kevin. Kevin Ellis is here. And Schmoke said, I live in a flight path and get the plane so close you can see the rivets. I mean, like, I low-key love it, but I'm also like, I mean, they've like sonic boomed over the house, and I don't really care. It's really scary. It's just so scary. It's cool.
Goal here is to get this bed installed. As I told you all, Heather and I are going to go install this tomorrow. In a place that currently has internet, I'm sure, even with nobody there.
Yeah, right.
So we shouldn't have a hard time streaming from there, even if they don't fix this terrible internet issue we've had here, we almost weren't able to stream today. So the numbers probably are more related to the fact that I'm running on data, and so they don't give me that many. Start talking about cars, Schnook is gonna stay in the chat, you know?
We got car guys in there. Like I said, I'm going back and forth during high school. I wish I had it. Uncle James passed away, passed down his old car, 1958 Chrysler New Yorker. Talk about a boat. And then Wes said, that must be how my neighbors feel. All my trucks announce themselves.
You know, it's better than you like altering them though to make them louder. You just have big motors on those trucks. You know?
Yeah, they're hefty.
That's all it is.
Like, I've had two different cars
motor, you know what I mean?
where the muffler became disconnected. And that makes them super loud. And I was like, wow, people drive around this loud normally. Like it like really made me understand how loud a car can be.
Also makes them dump gas into the cabin of the car.
Well, that's well, this one was underneath the car. Right. It was that. So
yeah.
Well, you know, just don't idle. I get it. Just don't idle.
Be driving.
I did get it. I mean, you have to get it fixed, but they just kind of wired it back together.
I think I welded that for $30 in Emporia. Suspect separated from the catalytic converter, he welded a pipe there for $30.
I had someone wire it because they said I don't weld.
Pilato said the mufflers became, in quotes, disconnected. Heather, you are going to start being ridiculed, as I do on here. I get ridiculed, especially by Roy.
I mean, it was my fault for buying a car from a very sketchy deal from a wholesaler. I bought two. I had to fix both, and I sold one to my sister.
Yeah, Formula Firebird. So like those Caprices that they made in the police package Caprices from the late 80s had that same 5.7 formula in them. If you didn't want the Firebird, or if you needed a motor for your Firebird, I think you could probably pull one from one of those Caprices. My brother's had the 5.7 formula in it. It was a postal police car. This is a ragged stud right here. It has just, the grain is sticking up. And I don't know if there's anything I could do. Sanding will make those sharper.
Heather just had to fix cars sometimes. I'm not good at it though.
That's pretty handy, dude.
I have replaced battery terminals.
She did that in my truck, actually.
Yeah, I replaced the battery terminal.
She had my truck and it was crapped out on her. She replaced the battery terminal herself.
I figured out what it was. That was more exciting to me than the replacing of the part.
She's not available. I just want to let y'all know. She's
Plywood said, Norm, you call me old?
It's so beautiful, right? This is the Douglas fir. You know, it looks really nice, but actually the grain is sticking up in a lot of cases.
And normally when you have an old cop car, you can go fast and everyone thinks you're a cop, so they don't care. Go ahead.
Yeah, back in
wow,
the day,
that's gorgeous.
It was much, but see, be careful when you handle it because the other side is raised and there's a lot of splinter possibility.
I feel it.
You feel it?
Yep.
Pilato out of here. Pilato said, gotta go. See you all next time. Yes, Pilato, have a great day. Member Pilato signing out. Thanks, Wes. Wes said that looks good. Yeah, it has a pretty look, Wes, but I think that beam actually is kind of dangerous because It's like flat sawn, and for some reason the grains are like all popped up. I don't even think I could sand it off. It would just get sharper and sharper. That's your head there.
What number is this? 9? Here you go.
Yeah, we're getting down to the last like few of the runners, but then I gotta do all the posts too. How much oil all in my gloves. How much oil is with my gloves. This one's kind of like the last one without the dangerous grain. Smoke said, holy 12:30, I gotta go find food and drive across town and back. Gotta get that food, it's lunchtime, right?
Yeah, bring back some food. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too, yeah.
But have a nice day. Also, I miss Pilato, but bye, Pilato.
Bye, Pilato. Yeah, you know, send a drone with some food. One of those little robots. How far do those go?
Oh, those little things that we watch get run over.
Yeah. I've never seen one of those in real life, because I've been in the country too
We don't
long.
even have Prime trucks here. Everyone can't believe that. We just recently got DoorDash.
Yeah, neither of us have ever ordered that, let's be honest about that.
No, but it wasn't even available here for a long time.
Peace, smokes. Drive safely.
Is there workout stuff back here?
Not really, maybe we're just, no, not the main stuff.
I was looking
Resistance
for
bands.
jump rope and stuff for Kelly.
There's a jump rope somewhere, maybe in
There's one
that
hanging
bin.
up over there,
Yeah.
but I had like a few. Oh, I see a pink name over there. Who's that? How do you get your Amazon? Oh, with just UPS, FedEx, mail, but they have everywhere else gets Prime trucks specifically. Did you find your other protractor? Says Mike.
I
Osborne?
have not found my other protractor, but I gotta be honest, Mike, I haven't looked for it. I just use the single one for most of my applications now, but yeah, man, I really would like, it's an interesting question. This is the last time I complained about not having 2 protractors.
That's true.
Yeah. But no, I haven't found it yet, Mike. It's relevant. This one's right.
Gotcha. Mike also said only in the areas where hillbillies won't pew them do they
Yeah,
think
I
they're
saw
cops. And I
read
said
that.
that's very true. It was a lot more of a urban area where people like to have the cop cars and driving fast. Crown Vics though, more than anything else.
Cops drive Luminas now for the most part.
I got upset when I saw a cop in a Prius. I was like, "You're supposed to be buying American. You're supposed to be buying American. That's how I can spot you. I know it's a cop,
Oh,
but
they
it's a
drive on
Chevy."
Toyota sometimes too.
I know. I know. What does that
cameras.
mean? It's
Yeah.
Prius, you know.
It used to be a factor of the union, you know.
Yeah.
The cops were unionized, so they bought cars from union-based companies. You know, all of the American manufacturers are unionized, so it was union favoring union situation, and that's how we used to operate in this country. Now they broke us all up. We got no ability to really unionize like that, man. The union power has it's been crippled. The mob hadn't buried Jimmy Hoffa in a 12-foot block of concrete, he might have actually done a little bit more. Keep us, you know.
Plywood said, "Is protractor short for professional contractor?" And Mike said, "Yes, plywood." Nailed it.
He said what?
Yes, plywood. Nailed it. Is protractor short for professional contractor? Mike said, "Sorry, brother. I just keep my mind sharp by recalling conversations." Well, definitely. That's good.
Yeah. Oh no.
Because I don't think you
Mike,
did.
don't apologize.
No, that was a
I
good
said
one.
the question was relevant. I have mentioned that before. A number of times I like to have 2 protons. Last one of the runners here. Jimmy Hoffa did that. I think he died, man. Last time they saw him, he was headed into a restaurant, never to be seen again. Like people peeped him going into the restaurant. Now, I don't know. I think he came out and got in the car with somebody. That was it. That was outside of Detroit, as I recall. Somebody he trusted too, and it was a mob affiliate. Actually, it was somebody related to the guy that killed the Irishman. Mom knows, man. There's guys that'll talk about it now. It's so old that it's never gonna. We think it's bad now. Back then, if you talked smack or you had opinions, you end up disappearing, just gone. You know, it's bad now. It was worse then. Like Robert Kennedy hated Jimmy Hoffa. Robert Kennedy gets shot in the head. Then Jimmy Hoffa hated Robert Kennedy. You know, maybe somebody didn't like either of them. And then you got that situation. And probably a lot of people didn't like either of them. Yeah, Hoffa was short. He had a definite look. He also was like, I kind of like respected the way that Hoffa didn't always talk all the trash that he wanted to. He held some punches. Like watch some of the interviews with him. He would, even when they asked him about Bobby Kennedy, he would just kind of joke around because those two hated each other, and both of them ended up assassinated. So. I mean, they hated each other in public. I don't know, like, anything that much about it. I just know that,
Like I said, back when people realized there are a lot of holes in the country and a lot of problems are in those holes. That's funny.
are buried in those holes, yes. That is true. This southern yellow pine, it made me turn. I don't know if you all went back and watched this, like the last 30 seconds again. You'd see it just went a shade or two darker. It doesn't absorb stain or oil that well. So.
I think it looks nice.
It looks nice. It's going to be different than the others, though. All of them have their own, like, ability to. It's basically 3 types of wood on here. You got southern yellow pine, Douglas fir, and you've got white pine. And they all kind of they're all from different trees and stuff too.
So.
Oh, there's spruce in there also. So 4.
Yeah.
4 types of wood.
Before I put this in the trailer, do you want me to put it back? What's next?
We have to take the braces out. We have to take the braces out and the runners out.
So I'll remove these 2 and then we'll go for these corner braces first?
Yeah, so when we do that, I almost don't want to do it on camera because stuff might fall. Put a clamp on the other side, kind of. Trying to think of the best way to do this. I want to run that blind mortise and tenon that's on the top of those right there. I want to run that one through the planer, but I probably shouldn't. I should probably just sand it. All right, so I just saw that move, right? You see that? So this is where it gets dodgy.
That's okay.
Maybe we should set the camera up so they can see.
You want to? I guess we should probably put it over there. I got to keep it plugged in. Oh, what we got? We got. Mike also said, except when you got to do it right, got to have the hole pre-dug. If not, people come by pretty soon. You got to dig more holes, and then you'll be out there stinking, all stinking nice.
Thank you, Joe Pesci from Casino. You jacked that line directly from Casino.
So I hear. Mike Osborne said, Bobby Kennedy was a great man. Integrity for a politician is unheard of.
Yeah, he was, man. He would have been a great president. It's really unfortunate. The whole country
So let's see.
by that.
To keep this plugged in. What if I come from an angle over here? Gonna watch us really fight this thing a little bit.
All right, so this is tricky because these braces are going to want to fall out. They're tying these two sides together. I think the best thing that we can do is what we should do now is stabilize the bottom by clamping it up against this beam, maybe even stabilize the top and bottom against this right here.
Are we going to
and then we
pull the pins out and kind of loosen it to get these guys out? We're going to pull the pins
yes,
and pick this up a little bit.
Yes, but not yet. Yeah. Yes, but not yet.
I know, that's what I'm asking. So
Yeah.
you want to support that, but don't we kind of need these to wiggle? That's what I'm asking.
It's going to give it enough play that we should be able to get it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. This is tricky, dude. And I gotta make sure I can't worry about what viewers I got and stuff. If I do that,
No,
I
it's
end up
been-
ruining my bed.
You know, this is the journey.
I usually over brace rather than under brace. Like this side right here, I'm gonna brace it here. I'm gonna brace it down there. And what I'm tempted to do is brace it across, but I can't because I can't get any play then. Let me see if I find another little board to go down at the bottom.
Oh, you know what I can do?
2x6 of these are good to brace
What
them.
do you do then?
Where's the camera at?
Right next to the victim. If I put this in here, we can play on that side, but there's a whole different one.
Yeah, it's gonna stress that a little bit on the
So
end.
now we can focus on this side,
Yeah.
because we got that now, and we get the bottom is secure still. And we can kind of walk these out because you didn't put any mortises on that one.
Yeah, I do want to brace this down at the bottom runner though. Grab me another clamp. Because bottom stringer, I should say. If I messed this up with help, then that's so stupid because I was able to do it by myself, you know? Alright, so we're gonna move, let's talk about this. Which brace are we gonna pull out first?
I would say go for this one and just scooch, you can push this back a little bit,
Mhm.
I can probably pull this right out.
Let's get this one out because this is halfway in, right? That's gonna bite in and cause problems.
So just wiggle, I got this under my shoulder too.
That shouldn't be a whole lot. Thank you. That's perfect there. Now it's not gonna be that close
Nope.
when we put it back together. That's why I don't want to trim the tenon too much. Just want to do the little bit of oiling that needs to be done.
If we bring it and we need to trim it, we can trim them there, right?
Yeah. We're gonna bring tools.
Just in case we need to fix it.
Yeah.
Let me scooch your camera back on.
Thanks, Mike said the bunk's looking great. Thanks, buddy. Man, that looks really, that image that you took of the thing looking out the garage looks really cool. all the parts out of it.
Do 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 do. Yeah.
It's a problem. So here's my review on the work IQ vise. It works for a few months, and then the pin will come loose. And that's my review. Sorry, work IQ. Y'all did good for a little while, but you gotta do good for longer than that, man. It's a working man's vise, right? It's just the quality of products is just not what it should be.
Yeah.
I bet they do like watching that. It's pretty interesting to see the cornbreads come out.
Definitely liked when it moved back over to you, but they sustained while we moved the camera.
These things are pretty cool looking. And the bed looks cool when you got that little bit of change. A lot of people sitting on their live stream talking about religion. We should switch over to us. We can get some
Hang out
interesting
more.
stuff out of it. Yeah. Nothing against religion, but how long can you sit there in your car?
So you want to hang out?
More questions and tattoos. There's a guy, I don't know, no offense to this guy. It literally looks like he's tattooed his face to look like a sad clown. It's like so much. And you say 6'7". I'm not sure.
That's
what that means.
it's a kid thing. Your boys are probably saying it. And actually, I know for a fact that your boys say it all the time. It's an internet meme.
Is that right?
It's just, it's like brain rot lingo.
Okay.
So it probably made him excited that he said it. I see it on.
I'm gonna see on the side here. Shoot. I'm gonna assume this is
Is it Bill?
Bill.
Oh, you got both.
Oh, Bill.
Bill and then Heidi came
Hi.
in.
Okay, welcome, Bill and Heidi. Oh shoot.
Welcome, Bill.
Welcome everybody. Shout out to all my members. Call to action, please do like this video by double tapping the screen. And subscribe to the channel. And if you are fond of this kind of thing, which we are, and so are our subscribers and members, then consider becoming a member. All you gotta do is go tap that little dollar sign in the corner. And if you've already got your information in there, you just sign up to become a member. And a lot of our chats are members only here. So you will be included. Everyone's included here anyways. whenever we have a open chat, which is not every day, so let's be honest about that, because we usually do members only stuff. When we have an open conversation, you're always welcome, and we love to respond to you. But we do a lot of members only stuff here, and our members are our bread and butter. So we suggest that everybody become a member. Sorry to scare people away. You keep on scrolling if you don't like people talking, because I'm gonna talk.
We're talking.
Yep.
Welcome, everybody. We're off mic, but we're here taking this bunk bed apart, finishing it and packing it up. I'm not in the chat today. We got no internet. But
yeah, no internet. This is all
Calvin's got service.
Data. This is all data. I'm looking at how many times it had to be marred and nicked with the chisel. It must have had a lot of knock material. Oh, let me get this little thing out here. Welcome everybody, this is Dad's Workshop. I'm Dad's Workshop Calvin. Dad's Workshop Heather is helping me with the bed over there.
Thanks for stopping by, Bill. We appreciate it.
Oh, Bill has to roll.
Yeah, he's got to go to work.
Bill and Heidi, Sheep's Wood Shop. Check out the video made on them. They have a channel, and they turn wood. They have several lathes in the shop. Pretty interesting stuff. Member of the channel, check their stuff out. Wouldn't mind if you left to go do that.
Carrie said, want to pick the brains of chat. I went to buy plywood yesterday for the floor to ceiling cabinet I am making. They have something called sand or sandé plywood. Has anyone known or used it? I was going to purchase birch because it will be painted.
It's pretty, yeah. The lumber place I go to has cherry plywood at like $20 for an 8-foot piece. Crazy. They got great prices. He told me about it last time I was there, even though he rushed me in buying my lumber. I said, when I need a sheet of birch, maple, or cherry plywood, I'll come to you, but I don't use a lot of that at the moment. I don't have the jigs and stuff to make a decent cabinet.
You know what that sandy?
I've never heard of that. Maybe somebody in the chat can clarify. Maybe that you can sand it. You can't typically sand plywood, normal plywood, with anything but like 800 or 1000 grit, because you'll go under the surface of the veneer, and you'll see the fibers and stuff on the inside. It's not attractive on the inside. Maybe that's why it's like that. You have to be careful when you sand plywood for that reason, because it's the top layer is a thin veneer, everything else is like particle board smashed together.
like this on my foot, so it didn't do anything. Yeah.
Don't take that one out yet.
I won't.
Yeah, there's a chip off that one. I have to have the piece for it over here. I've had it over for a couple months. I'll test that too. This one's good, I think. Looks pretty.
It's very pretty. Ooh, those are cranky.
Numbers looking good now.
Yeah. She says that one was the cheapest. It's the actual name of the wood. I just never heard of it. I guess I'll Google it, I guess. Mr. said this, missing the D on sanded. And she said, do you think?
That might be it.
And she said, I looked at the thickness and it was the name on them.
What is
and
the
then,
thickness?
Not sure. Good question.
She's doing like a half an inch. Yeah, a lot of time the guys at the lumber yard aren't the guys that won the spelling bee, you know? So,
Sure.
no offense, you know? It's just not their thing.
Having had read tech paperwork, you realize that the most important thing is language is communication, not exact spelling.
That's right. I don't want to put it in the vise because it'll get ugly. Thank you, YouTube, for giving me a chance to have over 100 today. Thanks so much. Thanks, YouTube.
Maybe
They gave me about 1 minute of over 100 views.
Maybe. Oh no, it was Sunday before.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was thinking the service. Oh, you know what it was? Maybe your phone's out of like that scary low battery mode.
Well, it was good there for a minute, but we popped back on.
I would say, hey, I worked in lumber yards.
Did you win the spelling bee? Tom,
Imagine he was like, first place.
let's be honest now. Did you win the spelling bee?
Yeah, exactly. We're under the big assumption of correcting grammar is kind of a classist thing to do.
Yeah, I mean,
Because what you have to, we have fun with it regardless, but
you know, in my
especially
last
me,
video,
because I'm typo central.
In my last video, more countryer.
More countryer. It's more fun.
Half my audience probably thought I said on accident.
Plywood said fourth place.
That's not what I was, too. way behind in the chat. Give me an update on chat.
Michael Osborne said, I manage building supply stores most of my life, big box stores. Plywood said, I'm not dyslexic because I have not been tested yet. And then Carrie's going to give us the Google answer. My dad is horribly dyslexic. Maybe that's why I don't ever see spelling as a bad thing, because my dad was terribly dyslexic.
You can be really smart.
And it was, and my parents were big on that.
I think they're the guy, and I'm not going to use Einstein as an example because that's so played out. I'm going to use there's a PhD zoologist who studies bears, right? He's in the world, he is the foremost expert on bear culture.
Yeah.
He understands bear socialization. He could barely read. He was so extremely dyslexic. He had to have everything done orally. He had to dictate all his dissertation.
But that goes to show you that he knew the language.
Yeah.
You know, it's not for lack of knowing the language.
So it's like not a lack of smarts. It's actually has to do with the auditory receptors in your brain don't match up with the visual language. You can't make a connection between physical symbols on a paper and what your brain receives as sound. That's the problem. It's not because you're dumb.
I do it with numbers. I can't hear and transmutate numbers. Carrie said Sanday plywood is also sandy ply, which is hardwood plywood made from tropical sanday tree. Sand. I don't know if it's sand with a silent E.
Fancy plywood.
Native to Central and South America. Okay, so then I feel better saying sandy because that's probably what it is.
Sit here. I think we've discussed the ethics of that before on Mike's show. Those exotic woods being, I mean, I guess if you stretch it out.
But is it exotic if it's made of plywood still?
Yeah, they're just only using veneer. They're taking the veneer. You remember that video we watched the other day? They take that big beautiful tree and they cut it circularly. Yeah. That's what they're doing. They're cutting the tree into a million sheets of veneer.
Mister said they forgot the D on the they forgot the D on the tree name too. Incredible.
You gotta have a smart ass like that in our chat. I kind of invite that smart ass.
It's so much fun. Pretty sure I could take this last one out without making the bed fall apart. Just saying.
Yeah. No, I wasn't. That wasn't what I was worried about. I was actually worried about it chipping off another piece that I would have to fix because here on the top, down here on the bottom, there's a piece I gotta fix, and I have to use an elastic strip to do it. And I got that piece over here. I've had it for a couple months, waiting to get reattached. I'm gonna sip of my drink real quick while I'm doing this. Welcome to Dad's Workshop, folks. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for being here, express my gratitude for you spending time with us here in the workshop, and encourage you to double tap that screen, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also consider becoming a member. We're not done. I'm just capping that up so no dust gets in it in the meantime.
Okay, I gotta go check the dogs.
Okay. Yeah, when you come back, I'll refill my drink and keep it going.
You just gotta open the book for you.
Ready to have this bed out of this workshop so we can do some new stuff. Some different kind of wood bending and probably install that wood bender right under this workbench, which I think I need to brace a couple more times. Yeah, just like that. See if it pops out.
You gotta keep it tighter than the other one.
Yeah, maybe.
Sometimes I smack that one out so a little looser too.
You should almost. There we go. This little piece of wood needs to go back on here, but it's been a while, so it may not fit as good as it used to. It does. That is the spot for it. Now, how to do this and sand it is tricky because I think I probably got to sand it. I'll just avoid this spot here.
Sorry.
As long as the tendons didn't break off, we're okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna avoid that spot so I can reattach that piece. Honestly, not that big a necessity for that to go back on, but just looks kind of ragged without it. So
What is this part called?
I call that a blind mortise and tenon. What do I call that? Brace. It's a straight brace or a short side brace.
Hey, we got Professor Rusty in the chat. Rusty's in the chat. Professor Rusty.
Rusty?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Professor Rusty in the chat, huh?
Yep.
Welcome, welcome, Rusty. Haven't seen you around here. But welcome. Happy to have you.
I'm going back. I'm a little late in the chat, guys. I think Mike Osborne is out. Well, guys, gotta go work on my wood plane. Thank you for hanging out. We appreciate it. Step back in, update us. Norma's also heading out. Gotta go grab food. We're back if you guys are still on. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wes is back. Welcome back yet. Oh yeah, that was me letting them. I did kind of run through the yard with the dogs to kind of rile them up also.
I just want to get this little spot where the knob is Bless you.
Mike said he's going to try and mimic Purple Heart by painting PVC with potential cement stain, I think. And then Rusty said that they're also doing the PVC purple thing as well. I mean, I'm pro
What's
with
stain?
mimicking.
What's stain?
Let me go back and look. Thank you. So I sneezed on camera too.
I'm not that big a fan of the way that
Painted, oh, maple painted with PVC cement primer. Sorry, I totally butchered that, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
I'm,
tell you the pokeberries mimic that color.
they
It's
just don't
not
last.
as thick.
Yeah, they don't last.
It's not as you know, the purple hardwood just has almost artificial color to it. Yeah. If that's what you're, I guess if that's what you're looking to do. Now, Ron did something the other day I thought was interesting in his shop. Have you ever seen Handmade or Homemade by Ron? He took a blowtorch and wire and tied it around some pine. Like you're supposed to wrap the wire around pretty tightly, and then you blowtorch the wood. I think you gotta blowtorch it until it's almost like Suzuki Bond, and then you sand it down. It looks like it ends up looking like what do you call it? Curly maple. So yeah, it makes it's a fake curly maple, which is an expensive wood in case y'all don't know. It's what they use on violins. And
I'm pro the imitation of those cool woods because if you can imitate it, then why leave the trees?
Definitely, you can imitate mulberry and Osage orange by using turmeric as your stain.
Oh yeah,
it'll give you exactly the same.
Turmeric stains things you don't want it to.
Yeah,
so.
it'll stain it that golden yellow that's mulberry and Osage orange have. That beam looks actually like the way that turned out, man.
It does look very nice.
It's all white pine too. All right, we're on the smaller braces now. Yeah, I mean, because I think purple heart is like a kind of endangered wood, right? So we don't want to be deforesting wood if we don't have to.
Mike said, "I'm glad with the idea of imitating those woods."
Yeah, it's stuck.
Those woods stuck. Oh, yeah. I thought he was gonna say they stuck to work with.
He's actually he said he's glad that imitating those woods stuck, because I think what he means ethically, you don't have to use the.
Yeah, if it sticks around.
You can clarify if I'm wrong about that. I think that's what he means. It's a little rickety right now.
I know, I'm being very careful.
I think we gotta brace this side. I do not want anything to collapse. And for some reason our number went down to 12, and that may be, are we losing battery?
Not really.
Okay. It could be natural decline.
Yeah, we kind of been pushing the limits here. We've been live for 171 minutes.
Live 8 hours. I've been gentle with it. Limiting my daily lives. This one is a marathon live because it's getting the bed ready for its install, so
yeah.
It's also going to be probably cut up and made into other video.
Kara said, I love watching how they use different processes for different chemicals, different processes or chemicals to color wood. I can never remember what they did though. And then Mike said that might be the video. Time to break out the chemistry set and run some tests. I will do it this weekend. Yeah, people like to see the color change, even if it doesn't work. They're glad because then you save them the headache.
Yeah, I mean, I have kind of dabbled with that on my channel and not gotten incredibly good results, but it wasn't bad, you know. And also for your own knowledge, what makes wood turn this color to that color. One thing I really want to play around with is using the iron oxide, you know, rust essentially in other stain and other liquids to try to permeate that grain and get different colors in there. But once you add the rust, it's gonna blacken the grain. It's gonna darken the tannins and stuff. Yep. So definitely.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's good. I got it back centered.
Oh, you got it back centered. That's not enough. I'm gonna have to put a brace on this side here.
It's okay.
See that,
I'll hold it this way.
2x6 over there?
Yeah.
Is that a little more stable?
Yep.
I still wouldn't trust it. Just keep kind of an eye on it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not moving it again until you're with me, so.
Here's a short side corner brace. Mister said, that's cool. I've been playing with copper patinas lately, learning to shipwreck how I want. And I'm in the process of trying to invent space shipwreck with re-entry burns and asteroid lichen. Sounds creative.
Yeah, you should make a video on that.
Elaborate on that.
Wow, your font is super tiny on that phone. Especially compared to your other
Yeah,
one.
no, I can read well. It's just very small. That looks great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm hungry. Carrie said, I'm getting ready to go to Tractor Supply if anyone needs anything. That just went over my head, mister. Just bring back some like McDonald's or something, Carrie.
Yeah, grab some.
Never mind, he can eat Wendy's. Go Wendy's.
Yeah, grab me some of them baconated fries. The one thing off that menu I can eat. I'm gonna sand this one, then I'm gonna refill my drink.
Yeah.
You could hook the microphones up, just chat with them for a minute while I do that, and then you can do whatever.
Yeah. You want to do this later or off?
Huh?
You want to do the rest of this off?
Maybe. They bring the bugs in, dude. The dogs literally bring the bugs in.
Yeah.
They follow them in here. Yeah, we have been working for a while. Mister says he's doing pens right now.
That's cool. Mim said, I think the key is learning about the tannins more intimately and then altering the pH.
Probably. I don't know how you're going to take the pH of a oil-based substance, though, unless you got some highly effective higher-end equipment. Taking pH for most of us involves taking a sample of a liquid, and it has to be aqueous, like it has to be water-based.
Yeah, for the pH kits they test water liquids, right?
It does bring some life out of this wood when you have that tongue leveled up. Shout out to Steady Eddie for the tongue off.
Yeah, really.
Got two more of these little braces. Whoops. I agree, Carrie said all wood has life. It's true, it is a living thing. Or was a living thing. I guess we should do, they got salt life and lake life. I guess we need like a wood life.
Wood life.
Wood life, dog. Wood life, forward life.
Mike says, AI claims I can leach them out with distilled water if I give it a few days. I will start tonight.
Leach what out?
I guess the pH to figure it out if you let it sit. Mister said you got to play with stain ingredients, experiment with all the different mustards, vinegars, acetones, ammonia, soy sauces, coffee, salt, table salt, rock salt, Himalayan pink salt, and that's about it.
Like all the stuff I put in soap.
Yeah. Carrie said, well, I'm on my way back out Tractor Supply and then Home Depot to buy some sanded plywood. Well, thanks for hanging out, Carrie. We appreciate it. It was a long morning.
Yeah, she may already rolled, but maybe not. Maybe she's still up in there.
Mike says, I have a digital pH meter. I'll know pretty quick. Yeah, that's cool, Mike. Keep us updated.
Yeah, if you can get an aqueous solution sample, most pH meters will read those. Taking a few pHs in my life.
You refuse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. said Carrie said she's not leaving yet. That grain is awesome. It is. It's like nice heavy stripes on it.
This is southern yellow pine, so it's a faster growing one too, probably like slash pine. So that's why it kind of does. These did look. I picked them because by the book, this is the way you want the grain. But with softwood or conifers, you want to pick the slowest growing. This is really layers. Fast growing, so it did give me some problems with its brittleness. I noticed that with these. I picked a bunch of these out at the yard, and I kind of blended them in with the other wood. Yeah, southern yellow pine is what this is.
Welcome, John. John Thorpe said hi.
John, welcome.
And Mr. said, we used to slice the old paper test strips into 3 to get 3 of the test strips. That's smart. The pH test strips got them out.
Those pH strips are far less accurate if you're trying to find within a certain tolerance, right? It's going to give you a color code. That color is going to be within a couple, like, whole numbers. So it's harder to get an accurate reading with pH paper. It's pretty out of date now. Litmus paper. Which John is that? John Thorpe that said that?
John Thorpe just said hi.
Okay.
The other one said Mr. is the one that suggested.
Oh, Mr. said that. Yeah. Sorry, John. I didn't mean to mischaracterize words that were not yours.
Ken Reed said hi. Reed spelled R-I-E-D. Welcome. We're moving right along. We really are.
Most definitely. All I got to do is those cross braces, and then we got to disassemble these. Basically, these bents, these side layouts. Heather's hungry. Buffer solution. Are you talking about distilled water? It's probably a distilled type water. It's a suspension.
Look, this is what the bed's at now.
Yep.
Not much left to it, but if I unplug you and bring you over here.
Careful with those clamps.
I know, I don't want to smack myself. This is where it has gone. So hopefully this will be a satisfying image to see the bed kind of deconstructed. We'll take some photos and make sure we post about it. We can always, I don't know. What are you thinking?
Oh, I wasn't thinking much. My brain's pretty tired, but I got to get these out. These are 2 of mine. I mean, the whole thing has to come down. But when I get these guys out, I want to really work this one up because it's ragged as hell looking.
He's referring to these guys. Those are the next to come out, but then we need things to brace it, really.
Right.
It's one of the few things.
I use something to brace across the top, and
yeah, we have like big pipe clamps. Question mark? Is that what they are?
Several pipe clamps, and you really don't even need those. You need smaller clamps, and just a large piece of wood.
Like I said, no, there's some verified pH 7 solution you can get. It's a mix of water, potassium, and dehydrogen. We do. Phosphate and disodium hydrogen phosphate. Mm-hmm. Is it a DIY one? It sounds better if you buy from the store.
For 4 and buffer solution for 7. I've got a couple different buffers.
Ooh, see? See how scary that is now when it's like that? You all right? I know. We should.
Somebody, whoever makes the reel for me, don't put that in it, please.
Should we flip the clamps?
Whatever imaginary person's gonna make me a highlight reel.
Do you want me to hold it, and do you want to flip the clamps so the long side's on the inside?
No, because I don't. No, that's fine. All right. Yeah, sure. Let's do it. I just don't want it to. I don't want to lose stability on the bed.
Well, I know.
Hold it real quick.
I'm standing in the way. didn't do it. It wasn't me.
It was a clamp. So it wasn't I should have said no because I really don't feel like it.
I know, because that was the answer. That was the truth.
That was the truth. I mean, if I'm
No,
we're trying to be more truthful. My New Year's resolution is tell the truth more. If the no is because I don't feel like it now.
My email address is my full name, so I'll email to you. I mean, I think it's available online, but I can email to you from Calvin's email. I'm at the pretending to hide it phase.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna take a break for a little bit, and hopefully it's not gonna rain on my bed out there.
Yeah, we'll go check the weather. We'll do a rain dance, the opposite of a rain dance. Oh, that's a good question. I might have I have another email that is see, the thing is, I don't know it, but there might be one on my YouTube, in which case that'll be correct. But I have one that's like myheatherbee@gmail.com, but I don't remember if there's a period in it or not. I don't think so. But thanks, guys. You want me to close out of here? We appreciate it.
Do the next right thing. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Tune in. We'll probably be around later. If not, pop in videos and leave a comment. Say hello.
Yes, I engage with the community. We appreciate all of you. Thanks for hanging out.